walked the earth and so on, all the hadith about Abu Dhar, he's put the proof on him, the hujjah on him. What Uthman then does is up to him. Imam Ali alayhi salam played a role, but someone actually interestingly looked at Abu Dhar from a different angle in terms of Imam Ali. Imam Ali alayhi salam, on many occasions people say, look, Imam Ali tried to bring unity towards the religion of Islam, that he never spoke out against those. He may never have spoken out because he's the public face, but his followers definitely make sure that they speak out. Imam Ali sits back, Ammar speaks out. Imam Ali sits back, Abu Dhar speaks out. Imam Ali sits back, Hujr bin Adi speaks out. So, those companions of the Imam made sure that they were in situations where they would speak out on behalf of their Imam. When you're that public figure, there are times you've got to hold back, but you tell your followers when's the moments they have to speak out.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a second question that we need to get to, but before we do, I want to take some questions from our callers. I believe we have quite a few waiting in line to speak to Sayyid Ammar. We go to our first caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Abdul.
Thank you very much. Sounds like I know you, but I'm having trouble recognizing the voice.
No, it's Kadir from Sakina Trust, East London.
Assalamu alaikum, Baba.
And so my special salam to Sayyid as well.
Wa alaikum salam.
I've just got a couple of questions, if you can just address them. And first one is regarding Mullah Ali alayhi salam. I've heard in many of the majalises that he's actually, before he was born on the 13th Rajab, at the time of other prophets, like Hazrat Nuh, he's actually assisted the Prophet in the past. And I just want to know on what context that has happened, and if you can give some examples.
Okay.
And the second one is it's regarding Imam Shafi, who I believe before he passed away, he couldn't work out whether to call Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, whether he was a god or whether he was a person, because he couldn't. That was the sort of a doubt he had before he passed away. So his word was that if I call him God, then I'm going to be doing a shirk, and if I don't, it's unlikely that he's the person, the kind of thing, why he should. And I just want to know why what made him say these things. And the third small question, if you can address it, it's no problem.
Very quickly, please.
Any of those famous battles where Mullah Ali fought, as any of those three special ones, did anything at all to assist him, apart from running away, or is there anything that we can remember them? Because our brothers think that all the four Khalifas are exactly the same. So, is there anything they've done in any of the battles that that you can remember them, apart from the fact when they actually legged it onto the mountains?
Okay, thank you very much.
It.
Inshallah, we'll see each other soon. Remember us in your du'as. So we have three questions there, but what I'm going to do is we'll go to our next caller. I'm going to ask you to please just limit your questions to two, and ask our viewers to be very concise and brief in asking your question, please, because we have many callers waiting to pose their questions to Sayyid Ammar. We go to our next caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Abdul Rauf.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum, my very noble Sayyid Ammar. I have a question for you regarding Nowruz.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to ask you about...
There are people who argue vociferously about how wrong the Prophet was. And they are Muslims. They have the audacity in Surah Abasa, that when they translate Abasa wa Tawalla, that they put in parentheses the Prophet. I said, who authorized you to do that? He doesn't say An-Nabi. He doesn't say Al-Rasul. He says Abasa wa Tawalla. He from, who is this he? Who authorized you? In other verses there are companions of the Prophet who ran away from the battlefield in Uhud. Why don't you put their names in parentheses when Allah mentions it? Huh? No. That's the one we're working to bring up. You forgot. This one we're working to bring down. I say, what's the matter with you? We Muslims, Sunni, Shia, whatever, our central pivot is Shahadatain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, salawat Allah Muhammad wa
Islam, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So please bear that in mind. This channel is not here to really cause any discord, inshallah. So with that in mind, we're going to go to our next caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Ramadan Mubarak, brother.
And to you too, thank you.
before I put my question, just a technical problem I think you have, because during the break, your chat in the background all on the phone.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you very much for letting us know that. Thank you.
A technical, nothing wrong. I don't think you said anything, particular, but just for your technical, people to look at. When you have the break, it's not connected to the.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you.
To the editors and to
yes.
other people as well.
Thank you.
My question regarding the birth of Imam Ali alayhi salam, because the least you describe it as a miracle. It's not because all is in the Kaaba, but the way the Kaaba opened to his mother. Is that something Quraish people at the time or people in Mecca recognized as this is a special boy or a special person, a special family that's treated completely differently by God?
Sure.
Or he was treated as normal? Did they know about it at all or not? And that much, years before his birth.
Sure. Thank you. So basically, it's more of a comment as opposed to a question.
No. Well, a question was just wondering whether people in Mecca knew about the birth of Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Okay.
And if they knew, which is at least you call it miracle, did they treat him or his mother as a different people, the holy people?
Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you for the information you gave us beforehand. Yes, well, what we're going to do now is go to our next caller, and as I said earlier on, I will kindly request that we keep the questions very concise and short, and we can only ask really 2 questions. In fact, if you can ask 1, even better, because we have many callers waiting. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ahlulbayt TV.
Yeah, I've been waiting for 20 minutes now.
Our apologies, as you can see, it's a very popular show. We're in the holy month of Ramadan, and we have said
I was
Ammar here.
supposed to be number 5.
Our apologies, brother, but if you have a question, here's your opportunity to ask it, please.
Sorry?
I said apologies, but if you do have a question, now use your opportunity to ask it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I can't hear anyone.
I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, but I can't.
Okay. I want to give you an opportunity.
What about the commentator? Can he hear me?
Don't worry. If you give me the question, even if the commentator can't hear you, the guest can't hear you, I will pose your question to him.
No. I want to pose my question. I don't need a third.
Okay, look, because you've been waiting for 20 minutes, I want to give you the opportunity to ask your question. So please ask it now, or if not, unfortunately, okay. Unfortunately, it seems as though we've lost that call, but I believe we do have some other callers waiting who I am very aware have been waiting for a long time. So I want to take this opportunity to apologize to everybody. It's one of those shows, as I said, we have Sayyid Ammar, and we're talking about the personality of Imam Ali alayhi salam, so you need to please bear with us. I'm trying my best to ensure that you'll get an opportunity to put your questions to Sayyid Ammar, and with that in mind, we move on to our next caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Thank you for waiting. Your question, please.
Sayyid Ammar has said that the Imam Ali during Safin have cursed, he said don't curse the other side. Yet he said la tasibbu, not don't curse. There's a difference between sab and curse. Curse is la'an. Sab is defame or revile. So because the presenter said you have to be academic, and academically somebody has to be precise about expressions.
Academically speaking, if you go and check all the journals,
yes,
you'll find that the word la'an is translated as a supplication asking for a withdrawal of mercy, whereas the word sab has a number of definitions, amongst them curse and revile. You won't find in any academic journal where it says la'an is cursing. What you may find is, of course, in Ziyarat Ashura, in the translations which certain people have written, they've written down cursing. But no, it's a dua asking for withdrawal.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I mean, is there a question that comes off the back of this point?
there is la'an. Imam Ali didn't prevent the la'an, he prevented the sab.
No one denied, brother.
That's one question.
Yes,
the other question about the ayah in الذين يبايعونك.
Yeah.
The ayah is number 18.
Yeah.
And ayah number 10 says أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الذين يبايعونك إنما يبايعون الله يد الله فوق أيديهم فمن نكث فإنما ينكث على نفسه ومن أوفى بما عاهد عليه الله فسيؤتيه أجرا عظيما. In our tafsir Qummi and tafsir Nur al-Thaqalain, this ayah should have come after the ayah number 18. And because the Khulafa have changed the order of some of the ayahs, so this ayah says, فَمَنْ نَكَثَ, the person who breach Iman, then he's not covered by Radwan Allah.
Okay, thank you. Inshallah, we'll address your questions. We have many questions that precede yours, but we'll no doubt get to it in a minute. Again, what I'm going to do is take another caller, and please cooperate with me tonight. I need you to be very brief and concise, please. You're taking a bit too much time. We only have about 35 minutes left, and many questions to answer for Sayyid Ammar to answer. And many of you callers still waiting to put your questions through. So please bear that in mind. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
My name's Osaja, calling from London. I just have a couple of quick questions. First of all, wanted to know that I've read somewhere in the Shia traditions that Imam Ali al-Islam forbade Mutta on the day of Khaybar. So I just wanted to know if Ammar, if this is a genuine hadith, and if it's not accepted, then why it's not accepted. And secondly, wanted to know, during the event in which the door hit Bibi Fatima, is it true that Imam Ali was present in the house, and if so, why did he not do something about it?
Okay, thank you very much. We've got quite a few questions to go through, but I'm going to we're going to go through them now. So if we do have any other callers waiting, I'm going to kindly ask you to just please hold fire. We will get to you soon. And Sayyid Ammar, if you could just give a 2-minute max answer to all of the questions. Going back to the last question that we haven't answered yet was with regards to Imam Shafi alayhi salam in his description of Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Yes, and there is a lot of poetry of Imam al-Shafi'i which clearly shows love for the family of the Prophet without a shadow of doubt. And until today, the Shafi'i madhab, the jurisprudential school, has got a great amount of love, especially within their acts of worship towards the family of the Prophet. As in, if you ever go to Egypt, which is predominantly Shafi'i in jurisprudence, you'll find that on the birth of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, they hold days of festivities in Cairo. And without a doubt, there are many in history who, when they examined Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib's life, alayhi salam, came to a conclusion that there will never be a human being except Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, who is like Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. And it's no surprise that Imam Ali alayhi salam came out the way he did when he's been brought up by a man like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. And there's that famous line of poetry which one fanatic in his love of Imam Ali alayhi salam said, I wonder about those who call Ali God. How great a God we have if Ali is his slave. The point is about Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam is that prostration indicated that I am the slave, then how great is the master who has brought me up in this way. So when Imam Shafi'i comes to that type of rhetoric, it's not unusual rhetoric in all schools of Islam, where people looked at Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib's behavior and his actions and his principles and the way he lived his life, and many began to wonder just what a human being this is. Of course, Imam Shafi'i never ever reached a situation where he said Imam Ali alayhi salam is God, but he certainly reached a situation where he said he's above the human being in terms of any human beings who surrounded him.
Okay, and then very briefly, if you want to mind, famous battles and the companions in the battles.
Well, in terms of battles in Islamic history, the renowned warriors in battles of Islamic history were without a doubt people like, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, people like al-Miqdad, Ammar ibn Yasir, amongst others, even Zubayr